The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights said that Israeli forces may have repeatedly violated basic principles of the laws of war and failed to distinguish between civilians and fighters in their military campaign in the Gaza Strip. A report for the Commission evaluated 6 Israeli attacks that resulted in a large number of deaths and injuries and the destruction of civilian infrastructure. More is in the following report.
The UN Human Rights Office warned that the Israeli occupation troops may have often broken basic laws of war principles and failed to discriminate between fighters and civilians during their offensive incursions in the Gaza Strip. It also stated that the Israeli occupation troops may have systematically violated the principles of distinction, proportionality, and precautions in a study evaluating 6 Israeli occupation operations that resulted in a significant number of victims and a destruction of civilian infrastructure. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk remarked that the requirement to select means and methods of warfare that avoid or at the very least minimize to everyone extent civilian harm appears to have been constantly violated in Israel's bombing campaign. The permanent mission of Israel to the United Nations in Geneva characterized the analysis as factual, legal, and methodologically flawed. The Israeli occupation diplomatic mission stated that any attempt to reach legal conclusions is inherently flawed, since the OHCHR has at best a partial factual picture. The UN Human Rights spokesman for the UN Human Rights Office, Ravina Shamsadani, stated that they felt it was important to get this report now, especially because the case of some of these attacks, about 8 months have passed, and these are yet to see credible and transparent investigations. She added that they called first on the Israeli occupation authorities to take steps to ensure that the proper transparent investigations are held. In the event that transparent investigations are not conducted, and there will be a need for international actions in this regard as well. The UN Human Rights Office stated last week that although the deaths of civilians during the Israeli occupation operations to release 4 hostages may qualify as war crimes, the detention of Palestinians may also hold of captives in densely populated areas.